Red Dead Redemption, one of the greatest western games of all time. Check out my review to see why if you haven't yet. But what if you rub some Night of the Living Dead over it? Well, you get Undead Nightmare. Dan Houser has always wanted Rockstar to have their own zombie-based title, but they thought it would be better to use an existing IP to make an already familiar open world take you by surprise. Rockstar's intentions were to create a 1970s B-movie exploitation style that didn't really fit with the Grand Theft Auto universe, but setting it in a Wild West with Marston's bullet time mechanics handy for headshots made perfect sense. Believe it or not, I played this before Red Dead Redemption for some reason, but this DLC convinced me to buy the full game, which was money well spent, and it didn't affect the story too much. This also means you don't need the full game to play Undead Nightmare. Now I have the physical copy. I like that when you put the disc in the console, at first it presents itself as Red Dead Redemption only, until single player is activated do things get spooky. John Marston comes home from an errand, and he's with his family finally at peace, but the weather outside says otherwise. Uncle goes into the house looking all disfigured and tries to attack John and Abigail in the middle of the night. Uncle takes a bite of Abigail, which results in a bullet in the head.
You son of a bitch!
Then Abigail acts all funny, takes a bite out of Jack. John hogties them both, wondering what the hell is going on, locks them in the house.
Jack, be kind to your mother. Abigail, teach the boy right from wrong.
Puts his cowboy outfit on and seeks to find some sort of a cure. Doesn't it seem kind of ironic that his son Jack starts talking about the stories of monsters taking over, then it happens in a matter of hours?
Which is
absolutely disgusting and completely unbelievable.
And suspicious. John Marston's outlandish search for a cure leads him across 2 countries fighting hundreds of zombies, burning coffins, playing hero, crossing the paths of old acquaintances, and having lots of fun. Well, I am. Surely Marston is too.
But it'll take more than an apocalypse to take me down.
Undead Nightmare has that grindhouse B-movie style about it. It's darker, bloodier, and more destructive. Whenever Marston is burning coffins in a graveyard, a storm breaks. The red colours in the menus have been replaced with green and yellow, and even though the soundtrack is similar, it has a few more instruments to fit in with the undead encounters. Sure, the original looks like something Clint Eastwood would direct, and that worked wonders, but there's more cinematic work put into Undead Nightmare. Besides, when you're away from the chaos during the day, you still have this incredible and atmospheric environment to discover. But hordes of undead monsters hang around here as well, so be careful. Because you have more enemy sprites on screen, the frame rate is a bit choppy. In fact, it crashes nearly every time I play the first graveyard mission. But at least that's the only time it happens, and never more than once in a row. And since when did Landon Ricketts have a clone of himself? Seriously, this isn't edited. Just when I thought things couldn't get any crazier.
But I've never, in all my natural-born days, seen anything quite like this.
Nor me, sir.
You get new and creative weapons including undead bait, holy water, tomahawks, and a blunderbuss that uses undead parts for ammo. Making a zombie disappear may sound like fun, but most of these weapons are unnecessary because bullet time will always be the most dangerous weapon. Honor doesn't play a factor anymore, so don't expect the police to put a price on your head for being in full-on rampage mode. Bounty hunts have been replaced with rescue missions, and the reward is more ammo, sometimes for the special weapons. Random encounters still exist and range from saving survivors and collecting zombie bodies and giving them to professors for research. It would be pretty boring if the undead were all the same. The enemy variety is based on movement and projectiles. The standard fresh undead, according to Rockstar, fresh, simply run at you when you're too close. But you're playing as John Marston, so you should be able to survive even if you have a country to yourself. The bruisers can charge at you like a rampaging bull, turning you into a ragdoll. The rectors could spit toxic bile at you and explode a couple of seconds after finishing them off. They may sound like the most annoying zombie type, but that will go to the bolters. They move faster than a standard zombie, crawl like cavemen, and are impossible to shoot closely. Because the undead will always run at you, the cover mechanics might as well not be in this game. Attacking head on is the real strategy. Even the animals are affected by the outbreak. The only thing they're good for are completing challenges which, from my experience, aren't really worth the effort unless you're an achievement hunter or love unicorns. The Undead Horses will immediately make you think there's something wrong with your controller. Yes, they've got infinite stamina, but they steer left and right like a broken car. Make sure to find the horses of the apocalypse which appear at certain spots. They control just fine, stamina is also infinite, and have a couple of special powers of their own. This one, for example, can set the undead on fire when you ram into them. Although the main objective is to find a cure, you'll be spending most of your time cleansing the graveyards and saving towns across the US and Mexico. A bar indicates how much of the zombie threat is eliminated, and you can speed things up by giving survivors ammo. Saving the town will give you, ironically, a save spot and the ability to teleport from one town to the other. The map signifies whether the spot is safe or under attack. Just make sure you don't use any explosive weapons because survivors can get caught in the fire, and they'll turn their backs on you even if the town is saved. This reminds me of GTA San Andreas when CJ has to claim and defend a territory. It can be a little repetitive because the difficulty curves are based on zombie types and the amount you have to finish off. You play this for the campaign and combine this with the exact gameplay from the original title. It might not be 100% canon, but it's just more Red Dead Redemption, and that's more than good enough for me.
Get rid of him, would you?
Why?
Well, because we're old friends.
No.
Because we'll team up and fight the forces of darkness together.
No.
Because I've got something you want. Trust me, you cynical bastard.
What Rockstar did was take their Western masterpiece and threw an apocalypse over it. Despite being a DLC, an add-on, an expansion, the physical copy sales alone reached over 2 million. This is a DLC with new weapons, outfits, horses, missions, and a campaign that's about as long as any Call of Duty title, if only the weapons and outfits were available to use in the original game. But overall, this is one of the rare DLCs I strongly recommend owning along with Red Dead Redemption. It almost counts as a full game. Will Rockstar San Diego do another Undead expansion for the sequel? Who knows?